Hi, welcome to Math Factor. This is the first episode of our grade 9 series. Our topic for this episode is quadratic equation. To start with, let us first define a quadratic equation. A quadratic equation in one variable is an equation of degree 2. It means that the highest exponent of our variable is 2. The standard form of a quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. Here are some examples of a quadratic equation. We have x squared plus 10x plus 25. We have 2x squared equals 9. And x squared plus 2x plus 1 equals 0. Now write each quadratic equation in its standard form and determine the a, b, and c of each term. For us to write each quadratic equation in standard form, all of the terms must be placed on the left side of the equation and the right side of the equation must be 0. For our example, we have 5x squared plus 3x equals 7. For our standard form, we will move 7 to the left side of the equation by subtracting 7 on both sides. Therefore, the standard form is 5x squared plus 3x minus 7 equals 0. For A, B, and C, the values are 5 for A, 3 for B, and negative 7 for C. Another example is 2x squared equals negative 8x. For the standard form, we will move negative 8x to the left side by adding plus 8x on both sides. Therefore, the standard form is going to be 2x squared plus 8x equals 0. For the values of a, b, and c, a is equal to 2, b is equal to 8, and c is equal to 0 because there is no constant term. There are different ways in solving quadratic equations. For this episode, we will discuss solving quadratic equation by extracting square roots. Let us have a review on how to get the square roots of numbers. For our first value, we have the square root of 16. The square root of 16 is equal to 4 and negative 4. For our next value, we have the square root of 121. The answer is 11 and negative 11. Next, we have square root of 64. The answer is 8 and negative 8. Next, we have square root of 9. The answer is 3 and negative 3. Lastly, we have the square root of 36 over 64. The answer is 6 over 8 and negative 6 over 8. We can also get the lowest term of these values. Therefore, the answer is 3 over 4 and negative 3 over 4. Getting the square root of any number, let us always remember the square root principle. The square root principle states that when getting the square root of any positive number, we always have two results. It is the positive square root and the negative square root value. Now, let us find the solutions of each quadratic equations using extracting square roots. For our first quadratic equation, we have x squared equals 49. All we have to do is to get the square root of both sides of our equation. So we have square root of x squared and square root of 49. So the square root of x squared is x, that is equal to positive negative 7. So the value of x, or the solution of the quadratic equation, is positive 7 and negative 7. For our next example, we have for x squared minus 9 equals 71. We will first move negative 9 to the right side of the equation to combine the constants. So we will add 9 on both sides of our equation. Our equation will now be for x squared equals 80. We will simplify our equation by dividing it by 4. So we will have x squared is equal to 20. Now, we will get the square root of the two terms. So therefore, we will have x is equal to positive negative square root of 20. So we will get the simpler form of square root of 20 by getting the factors of 20 that has a perfect square value. And that is the square root of 4 times 5. So the square root of 4 is going to be 2. Then 5 will stay inside the radical symbol. Therefore, the solution of our quadratic equation is positive negative 2 square root of 5. For our last example, we have x minus 2 squared minus 16 is equal to 0. We will first move 16 to the right side of the equation by adding 16 on both sides. Therefore, our new equation will be x minus 2 squared equals 16. In this type of equations, we will consider x minus 2 as a simple or as a single variable. So therefore, we will now proceed with getting the square root of these values. The square root of x minus 2 squared will be x minus 2 equals square root of 16 is positive negative 4. So we will now transition this into two separate equations. One will have x minus 2 is equal to positive 4, and the other one will have x minus 2 is equal to negative 4. For our first value, we will move 2 to the left side by adding 2 on both sides. This will give us x is equal to 6. We will do the same on the second, and the answer is going to be x is equal to negative 2. Therefore, the solutions of our quadratic equation is 6 and negative 2. Now, it is your turn. You may pause the video to answer the following items. You may write your answers in the comment section. We will show the answers after a few seconds. Now, here are the answers. If you got this all correct, then you did a great job. And that is it for our first episode. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and share this video. Comment down below if you have any questions regarding this topic. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. See you on our next episode. Bye!